to the Recap with the Goodfellas show. We back. We in the building, doing what we do on a weekly basis. Talking that talk, bringing you that real talk, real conversation, real entertainment, and of course, dropping that real knowledge that you need. We are the bad guys. It's your boy, Tommy Gunz, alongside my man, Big A. What's going on?
What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Big A. You know what I mean? When you sit here watching the Goodfellas, you got to make sure you have that cinnamon crunch squares. Not cinnamon toast. You can't afford it.
All right. My man, Shah, Montana, always representing what's good.
What up, what up? It's Charles Manson with the Diamonds dancing.
The man, the myth, the legend, my man, Dav Noble, always holding it down.
What's good, everybody in social media land? Be good, be prosperous, be blessed. Salute.
The voice of the streets himself, heritage hip-hop's own, Karev. What's up?
Peace and blessings, everybody. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and follow us on YouTube and everywhere on social media. We are the bad guys. We make stuff better. Peace.
This is the Recap with the Goodfellas show. We does this on a weekly basis. And man, we got a great episode on deck. Shout out to all my entrepreneurs out there, all my literature fiends, all my people who love to read a good book. This episode is for you. And we got a special guest in the building. My man, Oso Avon, represent. What up?
Peace, Kings. Peace, Kings. Hello to the room. Peace and blessings.
First things first, we appreciate you being on the show. Yo, you've been doing your thing. Yo, you got the streets on fire right now, man. I'm looking at this new book right here, Hard to Be King. This joint right here, we've been hearing a lot of good stuff. The Goodfellas, we read. We appreciate a good book. And from what we hear, this is a really good book. So first things first, let everybody know where you're from. How long have you been an author?
I'm from Newark, Avon to be exact. I've say published author a few months now. The book was released in September. I've been writing, and this may sound cliche, like literally all my life. I appreciate the use of words, the understanding, the manipulation. I've always been in love with words. Just recently, I just decided to put purpose to passion and do some work and go ahead and get published. So that's kind of what brought this about.
Really? So this is your first book, right?
Yes. I did some other poetry, but nothing that, and I did some writing for some people. But for me personally, yes, first published.
Well, first off, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So, Hard to Be King. Tell us about this book without giving away the whole story. What was the inspiration behind it? And can you give us a brief synopsis of what it's about?
Yeah, absolutely. So what happens is I originally wrote what I felt was a screenplay because I wanted to do a movie with this. And a friend of mine that works at Miramax Studios explained to me it's great. However, you're thinking like it's 1999. He explained to me, give us an abridged version. Take out everything. Don't give everything. Keep the interest there, but basically build a following with it. Get you some interest. And then you're able to come. So when you come to a studio and you ask for a meeting, you can already say, "Hey, people are interested in this. Look what I've done for myself with this." Versus saying, "Hey, I created an idea. Can you give me some money?" Because you might have 300,000 people a month saying I created. So I just wanted to do more to set my work apart. So I rewrote it in a way that. It kept the interest without giving the movie away. So what I'm in the process of doing now, actually tomorrow is my first date. I'm going to 6 different cities in the U.S. to random book fairs. anywhere I can find a book fair. Like one of the places I'm going to is Tuscaloosa, Alabama. But I just want to connect with strangers. I want to walk up to a person that I've never met, that has no knowledge of me. I have no knowledge of them, and I just want to sell them. I want to bring them into my world so that something that didn't matter yesterday becomes laminated in their life. Regarding the actual book, what ends up happening, we have a gentleman, main character. He's found love, and love has changed his perspective. He's dealing with a lot of triggers, a lot of traumas, and love has just changed his life to a point where as though he wants to change his profession. He's a street guy, and he's scared to risk his life, his freedom. He doesn't want to be where he was, the only thing he's known. However, he has a team of people who's followed him, who's believed in everything that he said, and they're devout followers. So it's like, I want to change directions, but it's not just me. So how do I break this to him? So he has to live a lie between his team and the lady of his life, all while he's at war over territory and money. And it's a lot going on, but I try to tie it all together in a vivid manner that's sequential and logical as an author.
So yes. This is still going to be a movie?
Yes.
This is what you still want to, okay. So this book is just it's not everything, but it's the outline. It's a good taste until you can dig into a feature film kind of thing.
Right. I just want an opportunity, if I may, to sit across from someone and say, I don't want you to take more interest in my work than I did. Look what I've done. I've taken the initiative to do the work, starting from the ground up. I have book sales to support, the work. I have built a following. I've, offered merchandise. I've done so on and so forth. So I have a series of steps that I'm going to go through before I get to, because I have to ask for funding for a movie, but I don't want to just be another person asking for funding to fund an idea. I want to show that, hey, listen, I have a following already, so I have people to fill these seats. Come on! I don't want you to feel like, hey, it's no sense in me going to see it if I already know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So who's the actor that you have in mind, like, that could play your main character, and why?
I don't. I'll be honest with you. I want all fresh new faces. I want someone like you, someone like me, someone like us, right? I want to go to places where as though people that don't have, they take, the craft seriously, but they weren't provided opportunities, because otherwise, who's going to take care of us if we're not looking back? If I get in a position to do so, my first objective, my duty, is to people who look like me, who think like me, who struggle like me. So I don't have anyone in mind that has already achieved themselves.
Nice. I like that. Bring somebody up along with you. How much of this story is based in just your personal experience, or things you've seen, or just based in a story that was just in your head that you're like, yo, I need to get this on paper?
So what ended up happening, this is about 7 years in the making. So it's a very small portion of a few different things that I know that I've experienced and that someone extremely close to me experienced. And then I built from there. You know what I mean? I just took it in a totally different direction, whereas though only 3 people who read would feel connected to the actual reality. Like, hold on, this, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to tell anyone else's story. I definitely wanted it to be entirely original, but I was definitely inspired. So I had to speak to people. I had to talk to people before I do that. I have a couple of things going on right now in the literary world, and everything that I do, if it involves someone, I don't have the right to tell you a story. So, let's say, for example, it was you. Hey, I check in. Hey, Dad, listen, I'm working on something. It's near and dear to me. Before it goes any further, let me shoot it over to you. And then once you're done, you call me, you cuss me out, you do what you need to do. Whatever your emotions, your mental tell you to do, call me personally so I can get that. And if it don't sit right with you, it'll never see the light of day.
That's integrity. That's dope.
Yeah.
We
I
have
like
to
that.
have it.
Are you from the era? And when I say the era, you know what I mean. A vicious organization of you from that era?
Yes.
Okay. So
That's
then you're
my
gonna
home, bro.
okay.
I'm
So
from
then
on 19th Street.
all right. So then you're gonna relate to me when I ask you this question. The book game, and you being a DJ should know this. The book game is synonymous to the mixtape game. Because whenever you come out with a mixtape, you're building your craft for people to get ready for the biggest presentation. What is the advantage of having a book and introducing yourself to the people so that not only do they follow you, but they have the plate being set for the main course to come?
This is the thing. What happens is I'm multitasking. I'm a DJ. I also write and produce music, and I write. Now, I'm a little afraid to tell you that I'm an author because you might expect one thing from me when I tell you I'm an author. So I feel more comfortable and qualified saying that I'm a writer. I'll give you for an example. In the next 18 months, you'll get 3 pieces of work from me, all uniquely different. Nothing will be similar. So just when you think that this story is being told, that you know what happens? Let me give you an interesting perspective, if I may. So this particular book that I wrote, if you will, it's deemed an urban novel, right? Now, do you know why it's called an urban novel?
Is it because of not only the names but the person who wrote it?
Well, yes. Let's go ahead and cut to the chase. Yes, it's because I'm black. I'm a black guy, right? Now because the focus should be on the work, and I'll show you why it isn't. Let's say this book has a story outlining murder and drugs and money and sex, right? And it's being deemed by an urban novel. Now let's say, for example, one of our good Italian brothers wrote the same exact story, or the story was written in terms of the characters being Italian. It would no longer be called an urban novel. Crime drama. Same exact story. You can change. You don't have to change the profession of any of its characters or any of that. That's extremely interesting. But
wow, so that's like racism within like in the writing field.
It really is. But you know why? Because I can't get this book certain places as long as it's called what it's called.
So let me. I'm sorry. I'm Big Egg. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, of course.
If you now knowing what you know now as an author and as a publisher, your work is published. Would you put your work under an alias to make sure your work would be noticed? Would you go that route? Because you know some writers, some authors don't use their real name. They use a fictitious name.
Right. Boom.
Yeah. There you go. I don't know that because I'm drinking liquors, right? I don't know what the hell you just said, but yeah, whatever you just said, I'm agreeing with you. But yeah, they do that, and they make sure that they go about getting their money, but they're under a different name. Would you go now knowing that this is how you're going to be categorized because of who you are and where you come from, versus using a blah 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 bloom that you just said? I'm sorry, I don't want to sound crazy.
No, it's fine, bro. No, I wouldn't do that. You know why I wouldn't do that? In fact, honest with you, I take the most head-on approach because I don't want to just get my work out there. I want to do business, and we can't say we're accomplishing anything if it's just me, right? No one has made it until all of our feet are in the door. So if you're trying to do the same thing, right? We take Shah, he's trying to do the same thing. Hey, if Dev's trying to do the same thing, what good is it if just I made it, but I don't look back? We haven't accomplished nothing if my foot. So no, I don't want to change my name to make people feel comfortable. I want to be exactly who I am in my skin, so that, you know, regardless of what I am, because aside from doing the work, I'm going to do the work. I'll give you an example. This book is in Target. Now, that might not mean anything just by virtue of conversation. However, these particular books are not usually in Target unless I'm a big name rapper or some sort of celebrity that they'll give a pass. Right now, if you go on Target's website, right, this book is in Target. I did those negotiations personally myself.
Wow.
Right? If I come here and I spend money here, if I produce a product, you tell me a good reason why it's not in the store.
Yeah, you're a consumer to their business, so you're an asset to their company. Yeah.
Right, but it took me almost 2 months to get that accomplished. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a big name celebrity. I'm not. You know what I mean? So doors like that, right? So, like I said, if you were doing the same thing, if Dav was doing the same, Shah was doing the same thing, when you say, "Hey, this is what I'm doing," oh, bro, we gotta talk. Let me go ahead and give you my blueprint, right? You take it and go further. Do one thing for me. Put your eyes on who you want to help when you get to where you're going. That's it.
Let me
We
ask you
didn't
a
make it
question.
until all our foot in the door. Yes.
You're right. Absolutely. I agree with you 100% wholeheartedly. What was your primary inspiration in writing this book? What was the, like, you know, you have an influence, but what was your personal inspiration that you wanted to set forth to see the reaction that you're going to get from the readers?
I want people, like, my thoughts, my vision, to make that a reality is a big deal. I'm from a former life, right? And when I say a former life, specifically, namely, meaning a product of my environment, right?
Okay.
So when I do things, I want to share it, right? If I was of that life and I let people see me be ignorant, be foolish, right? When I make changes, I want you to see that. Because you of all people know who I was. So for you to see me evolve, please watch me evolve. I went to corporate America after that. That's actually where Shah and I met, right? And
Corporate America?
yeah.
Shah!
Word, Shah, you working for the man?
Shout out to Mr. Corporate America himself, Shah Montana.
Damn, Shah, I thought you was for the streets. You working for the man?
You gotta love friends, because friends will just throw everything out there. Like, yo.
And I'm sorry if I said too much, bro.
Oh, it's all good.
But, you know, for people where I'm from to see me go there and say, hey, right? If he can do that, I can do that. You damn right. And you're going to do it better. You know what I mean? Because anything that I've learned, I'll share with you. And then once you go in with that knowledge, you're going to push the door down further. But bring someone else in, right? And that's all it is. And I take that experience that I pick up from everywhere and I incorporate it in everything I do. So if I go to corporate America from the streets, when I get to corporate America, you're gonna not speak to me a certain way. You're gonna never disrespect me, and I love to show love and respect. So I'm not coming in with an attitude, but there's a certain set of rules and principles that can apply anywhere, right? Now, when I leave corporate America, now I have customer service skills, people skills that I get to use to manage my personal day-to-day business. So I'm pulling from different places, you know what I mean, to incorporate different elements and styles into just handling business, to involving myself. So yes, I want to be transparent. So I'm not going to change my name, because if you where I'm from, you're going to wonder why did you do that in order to get to where you're going?